apologize yesterday. I could not make the show, so I'm gonna make it up to you guys today because there's just so much shit going on in boxing. It's kind of incredible going on. It's just every day something new's coming on. Oscar De La Hoya is offended by Turki Al-Sikh. Dana White is rubbing the people the wrong way. The sanctioning bodies take shots. They're not falling into place. TEOFIMO Lopez slaps the shit out of Barbosa and then drops a rap song? All that after this. I don't know. We're going to get into it. Oh man, boxing has been super lit over the last couple of weeks. My bad, y'all. I'm letting people come on. Now, I know a lot of y'all are used to, me with my lovely new co-host. Shout out to her, Christine. You're used to a nice, knowledgeable, very, good-looking female, whatnot. And I decided to switch it up for the ladies. I decided to bring on somebody who may be eye candy for the ladies. Maybe not as good looking as Christine, but some call this guy a legend. Some call him a sex symbol. I call him Jesse Perez, Jesse Weekend. Jesse, welcome to the show.
Brother. Yeah. Thanks for having me on. Last time I called on the phone, I was like, "Yo, let's do this on video." I'm down to go on whenever.
No, I gotta let people know, we need to also appease the eye candy for the ladies. So, I had to bring you on. I have all these guys hitting me up about Christine and all that, and how knowledgeable, how pretty she is, and whatnot. And I was like, I gotta do something for the ladies. Let me bring on somebody, as handsome as yourself. You know what I mean? So. I had to do it. I really had to do it. But Jess, what's the word, my guy? How you feeling?
I'm good, brother. I just came from doing an overnight, so I'm a little shot. It's all good.
No, used to be a lot shot before, so don't worry about it. It was way worse before. But I don't even know where to begin. There's just so many things going on in boxing right now. We have the presser. Finally, some action in the presser. Fucking presser was boring as shit. Teofimo Lopez showed up there looking like he worked for Chippendales. It was just Devin and these guys. Nothing was popping. Then the second presser comes, and then all of a sudden, we have the slap heard around the world. So I'm gonna play the slap because it was one of those pop.
Fuck that motherfucker! Fuck that motherfucker! Fuck that motherfucker up, bro. Bro, he started that shit, bro.
Now, I'm not gonna lie, bro. When I heard the slap, I had a bunch of people, when I heard about the slap, I was like, yo, did he miss him? Did he hit him? And then you clearly hear he slapped the shit out of him. But to me, I feel like I don't condone corny shit, but I feel like at this point, all these guys trying to play T.O., trying to chump him, everybody's trying to talk down to him, say all types of shit, and he's trying to sell the fight. I feel like, you know what? For some reason, I feel like this one was justified. And I have nothing against Barbosa, but this just helped the stock of this fight grow to where it needs to go, in my opinion. Did you see the slap?
Yeah, so when I heard about it on Twitter too, I kind of thought the same thing. I'm not a fan of the first of all, slapping and pushing or something. I think it happened with Canelo and Plant, right?
Yes.
Or something, right, whatever. You could injure the fighter before freaking fight. I think Haney and Lomachenko too. I think it happened. You could injure somebody before fight day by doing something like that, and all the money goes out the bag. So I'm not a fan of that. But like you, when I went back and watched it, Barbosa Barbosa initiated the whole thing. By slapping the hat off, that you already made contact. And so Barbosa was the guy who made the first contact, and then I think Barbosa pushed him first. So yeah, and that was a nice slap too. That was fast as hell. After I saw the slap, I was like, oh shit. I was picking Barbosa for the upset, but I was like, damn, Teal's fast as hell. Teal might just, I don't know, Teal. See, my problem with Teal is he always fights to the level of his opposition, but that slap was a nice slap. If he could go, if his hands could move like that during the fight, Barbosa doesn't have much of a chance.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I loved it. I think so many people have said so many negative things about TEOFIMO that I was like, you know what? It's time. We got to do this because it's just one of those things. It's just like, dude, like people are always trying to play Teo, and to be honest, to completely be honest, I feel like the presser was fucking dry, dude. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, dude, what the fuck am I watching here? So to finally get that to happen and finally get some actual action, I think was super dope. You know what I mean? Now, of course, some people may disagree, but it did add an edge to the fight. Like, it really did. I mean, before this was the best fight on the card. Now it's the most controversial. And Barbosa's said all these things, and Teal's a pussy, and he's been ducking them, and now, he gets to live this situation. So I'm definitely super duper geeked for this fight. You know what I mean? And we soon to get it, but the slap made me just want to watch this way more. I didn't want to go to the fight because it's all the way in fucking New York and Times Square and all that crazy shit. You know what I mean? But now I'm considering going. Like,
Yeah, I mean, you should, but I don't. I heard it's going to be free to the public, so that place is going to. If that's the case, that place is going to be a zoo.
It's a zoo. It's not even. Listen, every cat from the Bronx is going to be there. It's free. They're going to be selling nutcrackers everywhere. This shit is going to be absolute mayhem.
So they're going to set up the ring, I guess where the
stairs are at.
I guess where they do those shows, right? Where you could sit down in Times Square. By where they sell the Broadway tickets and stuff.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think that's right across the street from right where the Coca-Cola sign is, right underneath by the red stairs. I think that's where it's gonna be.
Yeah, that because you have the stands there, you have the chairs there. So I think they're gonna set up a ring right there. Should be interesting. I don't know how much of time that place. It's gonna. I mean, I can make it out there because I just hop on the Long Island Railroad and I'm out there in 2 seconds. So.
No, absolutely. I mean, listen, it's gonna be dope. It's definitely gonna be dope in my opinion. I'm super geeked for it. I don't know, man. I'm excited, man. Like, I'm super excited for what's transpiring in this fight. But I'm with you. Listen, I don't know how they're gonna pull this shit off. It's just one of those things where I'm like, everybody from every borough is gonna be there. It's free. It's at night. It's fight night. I mean, just the liquor alone. And there's gonna be so many people selling fucking nutcrackers and smoking out there. It's gonna be fucking crazy. Like, literally, it's gonna be insane. So, to me, man, I wouldn't want to be working that fight that day. I definitely would not want to be there if I was an officer. But it is definitely going to be something to look forward to. But you know what's crazy to me, Jess? People are like, oh, he slapped him. Being slapped is probably the worst. I'd rather get punched, kicked, whatever. Right? I've been punched, kicked, whatever. But to be slapped is really disrespectful. And Teo slapped the dog shit out of him. And to me, like, that is the most disrespectful thing he could have did. And shout out to the mailman, hype man, appreciate y'all. That shit was super disrespectful. But to me, what was more disrespectful than that, Jess, outside of the slap, right, was this.
Woo! Mr. TKO, 2 a.m. in the stool and I'm still on go. Anybody got an issue, we go blow for blow. I'm a 2-time champ in case y'all ain't know. And I'm tapped in the yams, I'm from New York though. I got haters, I got fans, I got 10 KOs. I got belts, that's a feeling haters just won't know. They gon' talk, I'ma win, they gon' play their role. Hey, it's too easy, the fight game need me. I been getting fly cause the haters too clingy. Words on my money but they still can't read me. Cartier's on, I see them, they can't see me.
That, to me, was more disrespectful, Jess. Tio drops a rap song after the slap. Jess, I know you're a rap connoisseur, right? What do you rate this rap of my man TEOFIMO LOPEZ?
That was good. That was good for a non-rapper. It's like 7 out of 10. That was fire.
I think I gotta play this for you again. Did you actually? Let me see if you actually heard this. I'm gonna play it for you again one more time.
Woo! Mr. TKO, 2 a.m. in the stool and I'm still on go. Anybody got an issue, we go blow for blow. I'm a 2-time champ in case y'all ain't know. And I'm tapped in the yams, I'm from New York though. I got haters, I got fans, I got 10 KOs. I got belts, that's a feeling haters just won't know. They gon' talk, I'ma win, they gon' play their role. Hey, it's too easy, the fight game need me. I been getting fly cause the haters too clingy. Words on my money but they still can't read me. Cartier's on, I see them, they can't see me.
I'm gonna ask you the question again, Jesse.
I think him and Ryan are getting coked up together and doing rap songs.
Wow. Ryan said he's not doing coke anymore. Shout out to Ryan Garcia.
He hit you with a double entendre, blow for blow, punch for punch, and blow for blow with Ryan. They're going line for line.
I'm not gonna lie. That was listen. That was one of the worst. And I like Tio. Tio's my guy. Like, I'm a Tio fan. But that was one of the worst. And it's not even the bars. I wasn't even mad at the bars, Jess. But the delivery, he looked like he was reading it off of it. Who recorded this and said, Tio, this is dope? Say it like this, Tio. No swag. This was the most swagless performance I've ever seen in my life. Okay? When you slap the shit out of somebody like that, you gotta come a little, it was too soft for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, what you call it? I mean, it was better than y'all must have forgot.
No, it wasn't. Like, get the fuck out. Don't disrespect Roy Jones.
Y'all must have forgot.
Don't ever disrespect Roy Jones, all right? Ever in your life. Ever in your life. I know he beat your hero, Tito Trinidad, but relax. I mean, listen, I'll tell you this. Tio is doing a really good job, in my opinion, in this fight of trying to sell the fight. Some people were saying he was overselling it. He was trying too hard. He was coming at people at the panel like, yo, are we here to sell a fight or what are we doing? And I think Tio is trying to seize the opportunity to be on a card with a megastar like Devin. I mean, not Devin, I'm sorry. Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney to their whatever. Because if you think about it, and even Rolly, I mean, these guys get a lot of media attention. Rolly, Ryan, and Devin get more attention than Tio, and I think Tio, he's been known to complain about not being paid as such, or he's a champion. But the biggest thing lacking with Tio was the promotional game, and I think Tio's really seizing this opportunity to have all of these individuals on this card to really seize the moment, and I think it's dope.
Yeah, he's probably like, what can I do to stand out?
Yeah, I mean. If you're on a card with Floyd Mayweather, and we've seen it before, I think Canelo was on an undercard. I think Gervonta was on an undercard of Canelo at one point, right, or something like that, or even Benavidez on an undercard of Gervonta. You want to seize the moment and take the spotlight, and I think he's taking a page out of Ryan's book in a sense on what Ryan caused about what was it, about almost 2 years ago, and now you got to back it up, and you brought up a point. You said that you feel like Tio fights down to his opponent's levels. I agree with that, But I think he fights to the level of the show. And what I mean by that is the bigger the fight, the bigger the stage, I feel like T.O. fights better. I think when it's time for him to really show
he
out.
was the main event for Jermaine Ortiz, and that fight was
yeah, but it
fast.
wasn't a big event. I mean, he's going to be the main event all the time. When was the last time he wasn't the main event outside of this fight? But what I'm saying is, I feel like when the fight is a big fight, I feel like sometimes you get these fights where guys aren't as big or he's not getting the fights he wants. I think that's what affects him. But I feel like
Well, that's what I'm saying, to the level of his opposition, yeah.
opposition and also the moment. I think the moment as well. I think this moment, because I don't think Barbosa is a great fighter. And to what you're saying, I think he's gonna fight like if he's gonna. I think he's gonna fight like he's fighting against Bud Crawford in this fight. I think he wants to make a point, and I think this is why we're seeing everything that we're seeing in regards to TEOFIMO, and I like it. I'm not gonna lie, because I feel like TEOFIMO should be one of the highest paid guys. I feel like his resume is better than everyone on the card. I mean, he is the lineal. He's the Ring Magazine champ, and I agree with him. He should be getting more notoriety. So he's trying to seize the moment, and to steal a line from your favorite rapper, you'll only get one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow. I mean, what do you think?
Yeah, that makes sense. Like the moment. I mean, I hope Tio does go out there like that.
This is gonna be big, Jess. Times Square, Cinco de Mayo weekend. This is gonna be huge. It's gonna be huge. I mean, and I think Tio's going to get a stoppage. I believe Tio's gonna get a stoppage.
I hope so. But I mean, I could see Barbosa pulling off the upset. You know, Barbosa. Fuck, I just forgot this guy's name. Barbosa just coming off of a big win.
Yeah, I think. I mean, yeah, but this is a big fish, man. And I will say this: Barbosa's size as opposed to Tio's really not a big guy. You know what I mean? But he makes up for that in athleticism, his speed. So and again, this is Barbosa's moment too. Barbosa has been asking for this matchup. Barbosa has been clamoring for this matchup. He has been calling Tio all types of stuff. So this is a big moment for both fighters. I don't want it to make I am a Tio fan, no disrespect to Barbosa, but this is a big moment for both fighters, and I'm glad to see them getting the promotion that they deserve. You know what I mean?
Tio's probably gonna win. But the UK guy was good. I forgot his name. The guy he fought with Josh Taylor.
Yeah,
Barbosa's last fight. But yeah, and I was surprised by that. I didn't think Barbosa was gonna win that fight. But then again, Barbosa's looked bad also too. I think there was a fight that they were like,
it was boring as shit. Yeah,
he was the A side. Yeah, so
no, it's a big moment for both of them. Listen, I'm expecting the best out of Barbosa. I'm expecting the best out of Tio. So stop stressing.
I hope Tio does win. I'm rooting for Tio. I'll say that much.
Well, speaking of seizing the moment, right? Moving past this, that was a comeback this weekend. Actually, yesterday, and it was a weird fucking time, by the way. I think the fight was in Australia, but Keith, one-time Thurman, a one-time pound-for-pound fighter, only lost to Manny Pacquiao, right? Made his comeback yesterday, and this is how it ended, Jess.
De haberse alejado del ring, vuelve y hace esta pelea, este knockout a una promesa, alguien que viene creciendo en el boxeo, demuestra que la experiencia sí sirve, que está bien, obviamente a nivel técnico y físico, que hay campeón para rato.
Bueno,
O por lo menos
ahí
para
está la
otro
definición.
rato.
Además, de qué manera logra rematar la faena. Uno de los knockouts más espectaculares de su carrera. Le animo a decir.
Sí, sí. Uf.
Ahí ya sabía
Como-
Turman que era todo.
Exacto. Te iba a comentar eso también, ¿no? Como la experiencia.
I apologize for the audio. I don't even know what language it was. I think that was Spanish. But Keith Thurman made his comeback yesterday. And how many years has it been? Like 3 years? 4 years?
Yeah, 3 years. And I think before that he was a little inactive. His inactivity is crazy. I mean, it was a nice moment for him. Knocked out the opponent in 3 rounds. That was dope.
He looked good. He looked sharp. He was landing big blows. Shout out to Keith Thurman.
Yeah. So the plan for that,
Yeah.
the plan for that is him versus Tim Tszyu, which I think was supposed to happen already.
This was happening like 2-3 years ago. Yeah.
It was yeah, like a year and a half when I think when Tim Tszyu lost to Fedora, it was supposed to be
Supposed to be
Thurman,
before
right?
that too. We're supposed to be talking about it.
Oh no,
Yeah,
it was Thurman, right?
Yeah, it was 2 couple years ago. No, it's Thurman versus Zoof. They've been talking for a while.
No, I'm saying it was supposed to be Thurman
Yes.
versus Tszyu. Then
Yes.
Thurman got injured and Fedora took the spot, and that's when Tszyu lost. Yeah, Thurman was so he's so inactive. Now they want to set them again. It's crazy because I don't know what condition Tszyu is in. He's just coming off of 2 losses. The last loss was really bad.
Yeah.
You know, Tszyu got a warrior mentality, but
Yeah.
you know, if
But Zoo has a fight coming up. He's already signed in to fight. He has a fight, I think, next month, if I'm not mistaken.
so I guess we'll see that fight, and we'll see if
I mean, listen, not even. I mean, first of all, I don't know what weight class he fought this fight. So I don't know if it was at 147 or 154. But let's just say it is at 147. I think he's just made 147 that much more interesting. But it could be at 154. I'm not sure. I think his next fight might be. But if Keith Thurman gets into the mix at 154, 154 is very stacked. And I remember me and you were talking yesterday. I think it was I was driving, and you had brought something up about Xander Zayas, and you said, "Oh, he should fight Virgil Ortiz." And I told you, just pump your brakes. He's not ready for that. But what if Xander Zayas now maybe fights a Keith Thurman? Maybe Keith Thurman is a gatekeeper at this point, or is Keith Thurman still too big of a threat? Why not Xander Zayas fight Keith Thurman? I know you were actually talking about this, and I think that could be
good fight.
That could be a good fight for Xander.
That's a good fight. Yeah.
You know what
That's
I
a
mean?
good fight. It'll be a big win on Zayas' record if he wins.
Absolutely, but bro, 154 is stacked. I mean, we don't know what's going on with Errol Spence, so that's gonna be crazy. Imagine that, you know what I mean? But
He's not. He's retiring. He's not. He's retiring. He just doesn't know it yet.
yeah, I know, I agree. But still, you still got Charlo, who hasn't fought in a while. You got Thurman, you got Majanov, you got Zoo, you got Fedora, you got. I mean, Bud's gonna retire after this Canelo fight. But 154 is crazy. The guy, I always forget the guy that beat the hell out of Zoo's name. But you have him. 154 is absolutely. You got Ortiz. Like 154 is kind of crazy right now.
Yeah, 154 stacked.
It's
Yeah.
super stacked. So I would love to see like a tournament of some sorts, and and now with Keith Thurman up there, can Keith Thurman get to the top of that division? I think it's gonna be the big question because I think Keith Thurman is one of those guys that's really never gotten the I don't want to say the accolades, but the celebration of he's a great fighter. You know, to only lose to Manny Pacquiao, I think states something. You know what I'm saying? Even though it's an older Manny, whatnot, but still, you know, this guy's been dealing with injuries. He was taking body shots and dropping a lot of fights off of body shots. So you had to question: was it the size? Was he injured? Was he draining himself too much? And he did take some time off, and maybe his body is right now. And I think that's something that, you know, that we should be looking forward to. But is Keith Thurman going to be more active? And I think that's a question you posed.
Yeah, I don't see it. I don't actually expect him to like jump in the division and stuff. I think he's going to be a part-time boxer. Like if we see him again, it's going to be like a year and a half. It's Thurman. That's what it. I mean, he's inactive. That's just what it is. You know?
I don't.
He's injury prone too.
I don't. I mean, but I don't think I would not. I would not say he's a part-time boxer. I think sometimes you have to get your body right and your mind. I mean, boxing is a very mental as much as physical, and if you're not into it, you can get hurt. And I think, being the fact that he's an older fighter now, I think he may be more active. I don't think he's going to take as much time because it does when you get older, Jess. It takes a little bit longer to get stuff going, and I think that's why Canelo fights as frequent as he does. You know what I mean? I think sometimes, you know, sitting out that long could be detrimental to your career, and you know, age is undefeated. So to me, I think you'll probably see him fight one more time this year. This is my opinion, but I would love to see Xander fight him. I think I bring him up because I know you were talking about seeing Xander Zayas.
No, that'll be a dope fight.
Yeah, no, but think about it. I mean, Virgil's there, but I think Thurman. And I told you, listen, I don't think Xander's ready for Virgil, but if he can get past the Keith Thurman, now that value of that fight can become a very big fight. And you brought up a good point about Xander. He's somebody that the Puerto Ricans are hoping becomes that guy. So a victory versus somebody like Keith Thurman, I think, can really propel Xander to stardom. You know what I'm saying? So I would like to see. I think that would be a dope fight. It's a dangerous fight for Xander, but I think it's a very winnable fight for Xander. So again, 154 stacked. There's a lot of good things going on, and maybe it happens, maybe it doesn't. I mean, if they fight, who you got? Of course we know who you got. Why do I even ask that question?
Xander. And then, I want to see Xander versus Ortiz just to bring that Puerto Rico versus Mexico
You don't
rival.
want to. I'm telling you, you don't want to see that, Jess. You really don't. In your heart, you want. He is not beating Virgil Ortiz. I'm sorry, dude.
I think he'll surprise people. We'll see.
Listen,
If it ever happens.
that
I
is
don't know
a
if he's ready
bad
for
man.
Ortiz now. Ortiz is a beast.
Ortiz is a bad man. But let's move forward. Recently, we all know the Dana White thing has been going down. He signed his deal with Turki LLC kind of out of the blue. The boxing world felt as if they found their cash cow in Turki LLC and was bringing in all the promoters. And recently, of course, we all know the Dana White situation got signed with the TKO brand. Now, TKO, for those that don't know, owns, I think Turki LLC owns 49% of TKO. I'm not 100% sure. Don't quote me on that. But what I do know is TKO is responsible. They own the WWE as well as the UFC. And not only that, they signed that big deal with Netflix, which Netflix did that big event with Jake Paul. So Turki comes out of nowhere and signs a situation with probably the most hated man in boxing, Dana White. And Lou DiBella had this to say about it. And I found this interesting. Let me know what you think about this.
Right. And frankly, Turki making the four major guys all his little peons, it made this much more doable. And now you have a company capitalized on the stock exchange to 26, 27 million, depending on how you measure it.
Right.
With UFC alone, capitalized 11 billion, 26, 27 billion, 11 billion, and economically supported by the deepest pockets in the world. I mean, they're pretty much well set up for this.
So when you found out about this last week, and it was the worst kept secret.
I mean, it was not a secret.
Okay. Your initial reaction was what? Inevitable?
Inevitable, and that I think it couldn't be at a better time.
Why is that?
I mean, come on. Like you have, first of all, everything, the environment in this country, right? I mean, who's more in with the government right now than Dana and Joe Rogan? And just stretch that out to Nick Khan and Ari, right? When Ari starts talking a couple of weeks ago about the Ali Act and how it was bad law, that said to me the Ali Act doesn't have a lot of time left. And maybe, by the way, I think the Ali Act, parts of the Ali Act should not be repealed.
You helped write the Ali Act.
Yes, I did, with John McCain, who was a friend of mine.
Right.
And I helped write the Ali Act. But there are parts of the Ali Act that no longer make any sense.
Like what?
I mean, why can't a promotion have its own belts? Well, why are we protecting the ratings organizations?
Okay, so why did you put that in there, or why were you a part of the process?
I mean, it really wasn't. That wasn't the main thrust of the act, but it was trying at that point in time when they went. Look, that was being written at a time period where boxing was, as it usually is, totally Dodge City.
Right.
Which is one of the reasons why the whole system has to come down. And the greatest reason I think that Dana and Nick and the TKO people with Turki's money have a tremendous chance to pull this off. First of all, Turki's already the most powerful promoter in the business. Okay? So the second that this new company starts functioning.
So he just basically breaks it down to where, basically states that Turkey took over the game, bringing the big four with Matchroom and Top Rank and Golden Boy and whatnot, right? And basically, he says that he made them his peons, which he did. He made them reliable on them. They stopped throwing events with their own money. Everything was about Riyadh season. And then all of a sudden, turns around against probably their biggest competitor. And to be honest with you, people don't even notice how successful Dana White is. And he brought up a good point, how politically strong he is as well now. You know what I mean? With Joe Rogan and with Donald Trump. And how successful UFC has an event like every week, and aligns himself with them. What was your reaction to what Lou had to say and the Dana White situation, Jess?
Yeah, no, that's that was some interesting points there. I guess what was his main point? I kind of got lost. Was he just saying that we can't compete because it's just such deep pockets?
No, he was just saying that this was strategically planned out by him. The reaction has been overwhelming from a lot of the people, even with the one belt situation. Him trying to eliminate the competition. But these are things that I feel like a lot of boxing fans, not just fans of individuals like Cat Taylor over there, shout out to Cat, but I feel like, people manipulate the belt. So what I mean by that is, if you're Gervonta Davis, right, or if you're Canelo Alvarez, your 3% sanctioning fee is worth more than a Lamont Roach or a Berlanga, right? So there can be favors done under the table, hence the terrible decision that we saw with the Lamont Roach and Gervonta Davis fight, right? And, pretty much a lot of fans feel like those things are corrupt, Bob. Who's the number one contender tomorrow? You can buy that. So Turkey kind of coming in is like, no, we're going to change the model. And Dana White's model is, well, the best's going to fight the best. The number one contender is going to fight the number one contender. The number two contender is going to fight. So Dana's been successful at that. Even if you look at the records in boxing and UFC, they don't really matter like that. It's more so about the best fighting the best. And in boxing, it's completely different. So that's why he wants
tried boxing before and failed also. Keep that in mind.
Who has?
Dana.
Yes, but not like this.
He's actually got Caleb Walsh signed to he has a promotion already. I think Caleb Walsh is fighting on this Sunday or next Sunday at the small theater in Garden.
Yeah.
That little Dana White promotion, that doesn't get nearly as much the attention that
100%. Because he didn't have the big fighters, Jess. But guess who does have the big fighters? Riyadh season. And think about this for a second. Let's think about it for a second. And this is how I want everybody to understand this. This is chess, not checkers, right? He comes in, he brings in all of these individuals. They all reliant on him now to pay for these events. ESPN loses, Top Rank loses ESPN, right? Showtime, HBO out of the game. Now we only have the Zone, right? Which is pretty much what Eddie was doing, right? Eddie's been relying on Riyadh season, right? So what happens, right? Now there's no platforms. Amazon just backed out. Amazon doesn't want to do boxing anymore. They're not doing with the PBC. So now Dana's coming into a situation that not only he has access to the fighters, right? But they took Canelo off the board, the biggest boxer in the world. They took Canelo off the board. So how do you compete with them? Gervonta doesn't want to fight anybody big, right? So that's the only major fighter that's not under the wing, if you think about it. That can really cause. And think about this. What was the biggest event last year or this year? Or last year, whatever.
Regular season.
No, I'm talking about view-wise.
Oh, Canelo Berlanga?
No, Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson, right?
Oh, yeah, 60 million views, yeah.
But think about this. Where's the WWE at?
It's Netflix.
Okay, right? Netflix signed that deal with them, right? They're in talks of signing a major deal with Netflix. In fact, the rumor is that Terrence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez will be on Netflix in September. So now, align all of that. No, but think about this. Not only that, Turkey came out and said that will be the first event Dana White promotes.
He did say that? Because I was going to say, I'm not sure that TKO Promotions is under the umbrella of... Yeah.
That's the rumor that he said that's probably going to be, they're just working out the details. But think about it. Even let's say that doesn't happen. He still has access to all the fighters. Bro, Turkey has taken every major fight outside of the rematch with Gervonta and Lamont. The Ryan versus Devin, he got it. He signed Canelo. He took Canelo off the board for 4 fights. How does boxing compete with that with no stage? Amazon doesn't want to pay. If the only guy that's paying, right, is partners with Dana, how does Dana lose?
Yeah.
You got to look at it like that. And you got to think about it too. You know, guys don't want to lose money. Business people do not want to lose money. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that Riyadh season has been doing, that Turki Al Sheikh has been doing. He's been doing nothing but putting out money. You know what I mean? That's my boy Jesse Reekin. We're gonna talk about that. I'm gonna take some of your questions right now. I'm sorry, my chat's not coming up, so I have to do it through my phone. But also, this is how upset. Check this out. This is how upset promoters are. Listen to Oscar De La Hoya.
That comment to me, I felt a little offended.
Dana White has stated that he'd rather not work with the established promoters now if he doesn't have to, but it looks like he will be open to it. Just overall, what have you heard, and how do you think things are going to unfold, and what do you feel about their
No,
group?
look, I mean, I did hear that he passed over the reins of boxing to Dana White. Well, that comment to me, I felt a little offended because I've been in boxing all my life. And I've been promoting for 20 some odd years. So what I'm gonna do is stay in my lane and do what I do for Golden Boy and with the Zone, and give the fight fans the best fights that can possibly be made, just the way we've been doing for years. And you know, working with Turki Al Sheikh and Riyadh season and sprinkling these championship big events, yeah, it's an honor for me to do that. But I have my business that I'm going to take care of as well. Yeah. And nobody's going to touch me there because we are the best developers in the fight game. And we take our fighters to championship levels, to superstardom, like the way we did with Canelo and Ryan Garcia.
So I don't know, Jess, I don't know if your audio is off, but can you just try to filter it real quick? Somebody said you sound like a robot. But I can't hear it. Let me know if he sounds better, guys. But he's basically upset because the reins have been given to his competitor. That's what the boxing world feels. They feel duped at this point. But at the same time, Turkey has, pretty much, he's tired of losing money, and he's got to do what he has to do. But a lot of individuals are upset at Turki Al Sheikh for what he's actually, done, and Oscar happened to be one of them. What do you think about Oscar's comments about being offended?
Yeah, I don't know where I'm going. Maybe I have my phone charging. Maybe that was it. So I took the charger. Let me know if it sounds better. Oscar has a good point though. Why did he go to Dana White when he was working with all these other promoters that have history in the game, and it's like an extra slap to De La Hoya because him and Dana White are far from friends. But it's I think Oscar has a point too. He's not. I don't think these promoters are going anywhere. They're going to do their pay-per-view matches, even without Amazon. Boxing's been surviving without Showtime, without HBO. Boxing's here to stay. Turki Al Sheikh and it's not. And Dana White aren't gonna just swallow boxing whole and everything's going to be theirs. We're still going to have the Haney Roach, the Gervonta Davis Roach pay-per-view.
That's it.
The Haney Garcia reviews.
Let me answer you a question.
All these boxers aren't going to be signed to Turkey. They might do business with him, but they're not going to be signed to him. You know, if Golden Boy wants to do another pay-per-view card in the pays, well, they're going to go back. They're going to go to the Hoya. I don't think promoters are going anywhere.
Who's going to pay for it? Where?
Pay-per-view.
Who's gonna, bro? They haven't been doing pay-per-views like that because they didn't have the money. They were relying on Riyadh season to pay for these cards. Yeah, listen, the reason he went to Dana White, I'm gonna break it down to you, and I get, Oscar's concern, but this is the real. This is the real. Okay. If I shell out $1 million, Jesse, I need to make $2 million. All he was doing was pumping out money and losing money. He was paying the promoters to use the fighters. He's established a relationship with these fighters, right? They want to get paid. So how I look at it is, when you bring in Dana White, you're trying to be back in the black, not in red. Forget everything else in boxing. It's business. I don't care how much money somebody has. Nobody likes to lose money, right? You think Al Heyman and the Gervonta situation, we heard rumors about that. He wasn't getting the money that he wanted or he should expected because nobody wants to buy that bullshit, right? Oscar's not paying these guys this ridiculous amount of money. He was just beefing with Devin Haney when he fought Ryan. These guys don't want to put out this. They don't want to put out this money. Turki Al-Sheikh has the amount of money the boxers want to fight. Now, I'm gonna be frank with you. I think that taking Canelo off the board, right, is beneficial to them because now they don't have a competitor that can really affect what Dana's going to do. And Dana's admitted that Canelo is who he is. Remember, when they had a UFC fight the same night as Canelo when he fought in Mexico, when they both fought in Vegas, Canelo outsold him. That's the biggest competition. But on Turkey's side, he's looking at it like, yo, I need to make money back. And this guy turns into the black all the time, and he does events every week. And he's been around since 1992. UFC may be more popular to the casual fan, not to the new fans than boxing, and that's the angle he's going. He's trying to make money. Now, they got to get the money for somehow. You think Oscar wants to come out of his pocket? They don't, bro. So that's why he's really offended, because now it's kind of a war right now that they may not be able to win, especially when the guy that they were relying on to pay for this shit is Dana White. So I get what you're saying, but it is definitely, I get it. I get why Oscar was offended, but at the same time, you are part of the root of the reason that he was losing money as well. Doing things the old way wasn't making him money, and at the end of the day, he should have realized that there's no friends in business. Turkey's not your friend. Turkey's trying to take the shit over. And he needs to do what's best for his company.
Yeah, I mean, that. Well, I was thinking that too. I'm like, I was just thinking, like, how did these promoters not catch on? Eventually this guy's going to just learn from what we're doing and just venture on his own. Why does he need 4 promoters there? I kind of don't. I don't agree that Turkey really cares about losing money that much. I mean, he wants to make a successful platform, but I think these are just like toys for him, and in the ring. They print. I mean, they basically print money in Saudi Arabia. Like, this is just like, him playing with his toys.
Yeah, my bad. That's your audio. That's what it sounds like. I mean, it's not about. Listen, it's not about printing money, bro. It's about making profit off of this, and that's the biggest thing with him. And listen, the sanctioning bodies aren't going to throw the events. It's the promoter's job. And now if the promoters don't have that guy to put up the money, where are they going to get it from? Listen, Amazon is out. They're out. They were like, we're not making no fucking money. The only game in town right now is it's looking like it's Turki Al-Sheikh or PBC's on, because they're not down with them. But think about it. I mean, it's a major, major thing right now for the boxing community. I'm not gonna lie. This is, people are complaining. Look what the WBA guy just said. Actually, Mikey Cobranger says Dana White tells ESPN there's going to be one belt per weight class. This is talking about what they're doing over at TKO Boxing, along with the basic weight classes that started everything rather than 17 or 18. It'll be like the UFC, WBC, the IBF, WBA, et cetera, they will deal from those traditional promoters. Like he's like, yo, y'all can still do what y'all do, but the biggest game in town, right? If y'all want to get paid, it's gonna be here, and that's what Dana's gonna do. He's gonna be knocking down. Like, listen, when you combine the money that this man has, and now the relationship with the fighters, that's where the boxers, that's where the promoters are scared. Michael Copinger, this will be a game changer. The number of weight classes in boxing is frankly absurd and kills the depth across divisions. Without all the super and junior divisions, you'll have a big slate of contenders. It all goes according to plan. Now, listen, it's going to be, he's basically like, look, and you've seen already what Turkey did with Canelo when Canelo was on stage. He said, yo, nah, don't bring up the WBA, nothing, just the Ring Magazine belt. That's the one that matters. He's already starting to set the precedent. He has the biggest network, possibly the biggest fight coming up with Crawford and Canelo. This is big, man, and I feel like the promoters right now are scrambling to see what they're gonna do. They're probably trying to lock in some of these fighters for longer deals as well. But these fighters, they're like, yo, Turkey pays more. I'd rather go to Turkey. So now it's going to be a question, are the fighters going to be loyal to the promoters that got them there? Or are they going to be more loyal to the mighty dollar?
Yeah, but you can only do Turkey's card so many times, right? Turkey's going to have a card, and then the next time it's scheduled for you to fight, you can't make Turkey's card, so you're going to have to do Oscar's card. You're going to have to do the Bella's card, right?
But think about it. UFC's throwing more events than anybody else. So if we're going by Dana's model, there's going to be more fights to be made.
I mean, yeah, I guess time will tell on that. We'll see what happens. If it's better for boxing, I hate to say this, but I'm not. As a fan, I have no loyalty to the promoters. If they're putting on better cards and the best are facing the best, and the sport goes in the direction it should, I'll feel bad for Oscar and them, but
I don't feel bad. They got money.
It is what it is.
They got money. I don't feel bad. You're going to have to start getting a mic just because they complain about your audio. Like, your audio sucks ass. What phone do you have, dude? Yeah, like.
I have an iPhone. I have an iPhone 13.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know where you have it at, but that's what they complain about. But anyways, I can't even. I put it on for like a second. I was like, dude, what the fuck is that? But we got a couple hundred people in here. Shout out to y'all. Let me see what else is. People enjoy it. But I mean, listen, in that regard, man, I feel like it is definitely going to be very interesting to see moving forward what these promoters do. But I don't know how good it looks for them, man. Like, it's going to be hard to beat Dana combined with that. Dana's business model is crazy. He understands the game. And, even I'm going to play this. Even the WBA has they came out. I think the WBC should make its position public, which is TKO Boxing is a good opportunity because we have always supported any movement, any company, any tournaments that have been put together. I truly believe that with the multi-billion joint venture that is supposed to be TKO UFC and WWE, what His Excellency has done in just under 2 years, it should be a great thing for the sport. And that's a change tune from what a lot of people have been saying before. They kind of they want to be a part of it, in a sense.
Yeah. Who's that, Gilbert?
Yeah. And you got to think about it, too. Like, it's where the money's at. Whoever, boxing will be loyal to the money. And Turkey's like, look, we're getting rid of this. They are going to lessen the value of the WBA, WBC. The one thing that those individuals have in their favor is history, right? It's more prestigious. But that's why he's bringing the Ring Magazine belt back. So it is going to be interesting to see how these sanctioning bodies last. And, we're going to see what these promoters got. Because I think Top Rank is on the verge of, he tried to buy them out at one point. I don't know if you remember, but Turkey tried to buy them out. But it looks like instead of buying them out, he's gonna take the cash away from them, bro. And now we're gonna see something completely different. I look forward to it, but we're gonna see how Dana makes this happen. But again, it's a lot easier to cushion the blow with a big bag of cash.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. It should be fun.
Yeah, but on that note, Jess, I'll let you go. I know you're a busy man. You look tired. Your audio sucks. You know what I mean? You're in the fucking dungeon over there. I don't know where the hell you're at. But I'll let you do your thing, brother. Appreciate you coming on.
All right, bro.
Sorry about that, y'all. I did not know his audio was going off. For some reason, my chat wasn't in the it's not popping up. But I will take some questions from the chat right now. Super chats are definitely appreciated as well. Shout out to my girl Kat. She was in the building. But let me answer this real quick. Somebody said, what did I think about... I'm going to go through the chat right now. What did I think about Bill Haney spazzing on was he in the right? I mean, he's trying to really... sometimes you can't read Bill, right? But at the same time, Bill's a dad, and he understands how Devin was perceived before the Ryan fight, as opposed to the treatment that Devin is receiving now. And you know, it's frustrating because prior to the fight with Ryan, he was that guy. He was the next one. He was this. He was that. And a lot of people have kind of turned their back or try to play him. Now, I didn't hear the announcement. I can't sit there and tell you that I heard the actual announcement. But calling the man a piece of shit on the air, I don't know what the hell the guy said. I don't know what he said. But I'll tell you that right now, he was upset. He was really, really, really upset. Like, it was super bad. Again, listen, Bill Haney right now is in the midst of doing everything in his power to make sure that his brand, his son, gets the right treatment, that gets the right look. And anything from an introduction to a bad interview can really derail the situation. They're pretty much right now trying to repair Devin Haney. So I get it. I totally get where he's coming from. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. The mailman says, Dana now has the two biggest stars in combat sports on the side. Canelo and McGregor. There's no way they don't get their money back. I mean, listen, Dana White has a lot of things going for him in this situation. The bag, you know, and the bag wants to make money, and he respects Dana, and pretty much he's teamed up with him. This is a very powerful man in Dana White right now. This is somebody that's been around since 1992, and we've seen what he's done. We've seen how big the UFC has grown. We see how big, how successful they've been. They literally have, every time I turn on the networks or ESPN, they have UFC on there, right? Boxing lost ESPN. Why is UFC still there? So it kind of shows you the numbers and the following that's still following UFC. So, you know, you got to kind of look at it like, if you are, you know, Dana White, if you are Turki Al-Sheikh, it makes the most sense. Listen, Oscar De La Hoya, I love Oscar, right? But at the end of the day, none of these guys have any networks behind them or any situations because of the amount of money these guys lose. Yet, Dana White has deals on the table. UFC's not losing any sponsors. UFC's gaining sponsors. So if you're Turki Al-Sheikh and you're putting up X amount of dollars, and you're like, yo, I'm working with these guys, and I'm not getting nothing. But Dana White over here is not only making money, he's not losing sponsors, he's gaining stuff. UFC has really taken over the United States in regards to product placement. It's a big brand. Now, they may not have the individual success of certain guys like Canelo, but that might be designed purposely for that, to make money. So, if you're a billionaire, trillionaire person and you're trying to invest, why not bring in the guy that's continually growing and building and making it so that they're on major television every week? So it makes a lot of sense, and I get it. But on that note, y'all, hold on, I've been telling you this You probably seen it. You've been telling me what the UFC model. I've always respected. I'm not a UFC guy. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not a UFC guy at all, Ivan. Shout out to my guy Ivan. I'm a boxing guy. I prefer the sport of boxing. But in terms of business, I have the utmost respect for Dana White. I think Dana White is somebody that we need to learn from. Now, Ryan Garcia said something that was very interesting recently where he said, no, if you're doing a complete 180 from a year, I used to fight with you about UFC and popularity. I never dismissed their popularity. They just never had the stars. So Canelo, they never had a Canelo. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of these guys, my biggest thing was the UFC guys come to boxing to make more money. But UFC is popular. I can't debate that they're popular. They are super popular. I'm not a big UFC guy. I'm a boxing guy. But I've always had the utmost respect for Dana White. Like, that guy is just, he's a monster, bro. He just is. He's phenomenal. But him making this move into boxing is enormous. It's very big. And, you see everybody, you see all of it. You see all of the backlash. You see everything transpiring right now. All these promoters are nervous. They feel like Turkey turned their back on them. Like, yo, Turkey, I thought we were better than that. I thought we were building something here. And Turkey was like, yeah, I was building your bank accounts. Isn't this time now to make money? Smart man, Turkey. Listen, again. The old age of boxing and how we viewed it at one point with the promoters, I still think we're gonna have some of them. What he said? You don't know if you don't think you'll see that. What? Ivan, you said you don't know the sport if you don't think you'll see had Canelo. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know what that means, bro. I really don't know what the hell that means. But listen, there's a lot of good things I think Dana's gonna bring to the table. I do feel like some of these promotional companies will eventually get bought out as well as their talent because they won't be able to finance some of these events or they won't even have a platform. I think the zone is gonna it might be dead after this. The zone don't find somebody. The zone, I think, is in big trouble. You know what I mean? They could be bought, in my opinion. So we're gonna find out a lot about boxing within the next couple of years. And again, remember, guys like Canelo Alvarez are gonna retire. You know what I mean? Who do you think made more money in the last 10 years, Canelo or Canelo? Canelo just on his last deal made $400 million to pick who he wants. Canelo's made a shitload of money, bro. I think his average fight is like over 40, 50 million, which is crazy. It's crazy. But you got to remember too, McGregor fought Mayweather back then, and that was his biggest chase. He's probably still spending it now. But Canelo's worth a lot of money now. A lot of money. But remember, to your point, McGregor had to come to boxing to do that. Just wanted to point that out to you. But times are a-changing. Times are a-changing. Okay? And, yeah. I'm thinking of giving you guys a live show tonight at 10 p.m. You guys, if you guys want to tune in, tell a friend to tell a friend. We're live tonight, 10 p.m. Let's do some recap type shit. Let's talk some stuff. Let's see what transpires today in boxing. On that note, I got to get the hell out of here. It's your boy Norbs, and we are out. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all to death.